By the end of 2024, Samuel was formally sentenced to 50 years in federal prison, essentially a life sentence. And survivors delivered very powerful and very emotional statements in court, just describing what they endured inside his offshoot sect. That same day, additional reporting confirmed the full scope of what went on and the behavior and how it all worked out. The transporting of the minors across 4 states, the recordings of the sex acts, the so-called atonement ceremonies, and also Samuel's claim that Warren Jeffs had died and he was now the new prophet. I mean, it was the most complete picture that the public had seen of the crimes inside his inner circle. And finally, in May of 2025, one of the most heartbreaking pieces of this entire case finally came to a close. Morani Johnson, the father who gave his 2 daughters to Samuel Bateman, was sentenced to 25 years in federal prison. 2 of his daughters testified at his sentencing, speaking directly to the years of trauma that he allowed them to go through and the system that he helped uphold. Okay, so now that we have gone through all of that, we really need to talk about what many people consider one of the most disturbing and urgent parts of this entire story. Something that is not past tense and something that absolutely does not seem to be slowing down either. And that is the growing number of children of former FLDS members who are now disappearing. Because despite some of the early claims from law enforcement, there is nothing spontaneous about these disappearances. These are coordinated. These are deliberate events, the kind that have mothers, advocates, and experts sounding the alarm, fearing that this may be part of something much bigger. Something that, from everything that we're hearing, is being directed by Warren Jeffs himself, all from behind bars.
My name is Lorraine Jessup. I haven't seen my kids since February 4th of 2023.
My name is Sarah Johnson. My son Salome has been missing since March of 2021.
My name is Miranda Johnson, and I haven't seen or heard from my son since October 29th, 2022.
My name is Elizabeth Roundy. I have not seen my daughter Elentra since January 1st, 2023.
Lorraine, Sarah, Miranda, and Elizabeth, the women you all just heard from, are all former FLDS members. Some escaped, some were cast out, but all of them have been cut off from the community since resisting its control. And each one is now living every parent's worst nightmare, searching for a child that the FLDS insists on pulling back in. And for Elizabeth, the situation is especially devastating. You heard her say that she hasn't seen her daughter since January 2023. But in June of 2025, 2 more of her children, Rochelle and Alan, ages 14 and 16, also vanished. An Amber Alert was issued out of Idaho. A multi-state search was launched, then scaled back after investigators received credible information that FLDS members were actively hiding the teens and moving them between safe houses. And Elizabeth believes that their older sister, now 18 years old, may have been involved in taking them. But as of today, all 3 children are still missing.